Praise the Lord, everybody. I'm Seth.
And I'm Madison.
And this is Shine the Light Podcast.
Thank you so much for tuning in once again on Shine a Light Podcast. You can listen anytime, any place, any day on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. We share new episodes every Friday as we share Christian content that everyone can enjoy. And we do it together.
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better with you right here. As always.
As always.
As always. You've had a good day today?
Yep, it's been a very good day. Had work. 12 to 4 wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty busy. Well, it wasn't pretty busy. It was just steady. So the time went by pretty quickly. So I like that.
Yes, I do too. Well, I'm very happy to have Madison with me today.
I'm happy to be here as always.
We're sorry we didn't get to do an episode last week. We were kind of tied up last week.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you were out of town.
I was out of town.
Where'd you go?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, my grandparents have a house at Myrtle Beach, so we when we go on vacation, we usually decide to go down there simply because we get to spend time with them, number one, and two, it does cut the cost a little bit.
Oh, it definitely does, I'm sure. So tell us a little bit about your trip. Y'all went on a week and a half vacation.
We did a lot of different stuff. One main thing we did was like fishing. We went fishing a good amount.
Did you catch any fish?
Yeah, I caught like 2 or 3 baby sharks. I caught a mother-in-law fish, which that fish bites. It tried to bite me when my papa gave it to me to take a picture with it. It almost bit my hand. And then I caught like a pinfish, and those fish, their fins can really hurt if you ain't careful. So I caught some interesting fish. You couldn't eat them though. My dad caught some cool fish too. He caught like Spanish mackerel on the pier.
Olé!
Yeah, and then Tristan caught like 8 Spanish mackerel. We got to take those home. And then my dad caught also it was a baby hammerhead, but it was a bigger hammerhead, so it was cool.
So we both left because we went down there too, but we didn't get to stay as long as I wish we could have.
Mm-mm.
We both left on the 8th, and it was a good drive, but we had something interesting happen. Your father got a flat tire.
Out of complete nowhere.
Out of complete nowhere. You know what's funny, because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my mother while we were riding down, but the first thing that came to my mind when I woke up that morning, I was like, somebody's going to have a flat tire today. I mean, that sounds very negative, but that was like the first thought that came to my mind. Then Mom got a text message. She said, oh, Jamie and them just got a flat tire. I was like, oh my gosh. I just held my peace.
Yeah, we did. We were, I think what happened is like we got off route a little bit because we went to go eat.
Rough.
And then we were taking a loop-de-loop kind of thing to get back on the interstate. As Siri calls it, it's like a slight right or something. It was a lot more than a slight right. But anyway, I think when we were taking that slight right is when we got like, I guess we hit a nail or something, and it just poked a decent hole in the tire, and the air pressure was going down very fast. Like, when he got to check it, I think his truck alerted him that there was low tire pressure, and when he checked it was at 22.
Woo.
Well, within a couple minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, it was down to 15, and we had to pull over. Like, we didn't have time to find a good place to pull over. Like, it was going down fast. And when we got out, we looked at the tire, and it was, like, you could hear the air going when we got out. So it was a huge, well, not huge, but it was like a big hole.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Like, we had a guy come by though and help us. He got a jack that helped the truck stand up more so they could at least change the tire. Then we had to go to a tire repair shop. They fixed up, we were able to get back on the road. But honestly, we all got there like, we left at 4 o'clock that morning. Seth and them left at 6. We all got there about the same time.
Yeah,
that's how long the flat took.
Woo. That was funny. Yeah, we left that morning. My mom and I got to go. Dad sadly didn't get to go, and we went to Bojangles for breakfast.
We did too.
Hey.
That's like one of the first times we got off route. I'm gonna get a sip of this.
Take a sip of Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
Y'all can't see it, but we're drinking Yoo-hoo. We like Yoo-hoo. That's the only thing chocolate I like. And chocolate Frosties from Wendy's. Think about it for a minute.
I had to wait. I had like a lot of air in my chest. I had to wait to swallow it. But
I love Bojangles French fries.
I like their Cajun chicken.
Yeah, their chicken's good. Remember that time we went? I can't remember specifically where we're going, but you went with me, Mom, and we went to Bojangles for lunch or something. And we got I got like a chicken sandwich, and that chicken was spicy.
I think you got the Cajun chicken too, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's all Cajun chicken if you want mine.
Yeah, it's good though, but it is spicy. Some places I think are more spicy than others because when we got ours, it wasn't that spicy. But when I was with them, like the time he was talking about, when his was spicy, mine was real spicy too.
I'm trying to remember what trip that was.
Chosen.
Oh, what's that really?
Mm-hmm.
Back in March?
Yep.
Oh, wow, okay. Man, it's been that long ago already.
It really has. It's been 3 months.
Wow, time's flying. But then we finally got to South Carolina. This was my second time to ever visit South Carolina. But it was our first time visiting Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
For Mom and I. It was our very first time. Now, honestly, we've heard a lot of bad stuff about Myrtle Beach, but we didn't really get that vibe when we get there. Now, I can see in the nighttime. But like during the day, I didn't get that vibe one bit. It was actually very nice. We told my mom, not my mom, but we told my dad about it, and he really wants to go now. And so hopefully he can pull off a trip here very soon to go.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's like Pigeon Forge, legit.
Just on the beach.
It's on the beach. It's on the ocean. So basically, you can have Pigeon Forge, but the question is, do you want the mountains or the ocean?
Pretty much.
Which
and
we're planning on going. Yeah, that's true. From where we live to Pigeon Forge is about a 3-hour drive. And then from where we live to Myrtle is about 6. But it was a very good drive, though. I enjoyed driving there, actually. It was very nice. So we got down there on the 8th. We stayed at a resort, like she said, they stayed at their grandparents. But we stayed at a resort called Sea Watch. And it was a very nice hotel. It was like an apartment, a mini apartment on the inside. It had like 2 separate bedrooms in the one room. And we had a very beautiful view of the ocean as well. Now, we were in North Myrtle Beach. The rich North Myrtle Beach and Myrtle's really close to each other, but it's the traffic and the lights that keeps it feel like it's forever to get to.
Yeah.
But we got down there, and then we met up on that evening. See, where did we eat at? Did we eat somewhere? Yeah, we ate at a Chinese buffet. Yeah. Your grandfather.
Chinese buffets are really good.
Yeah, they were pretty good down there. Your grandfather loves Chinese buffets, that's for sure.
He loves Chinese itself.
We got to go to a Chinese restaurant here in town, too.
Yep.
Now I want Chinese. Sesame chicken, hallelujah.
Coconut shrimp. Oh, yeah.
Mercy. So, how was y'all's trip besides the tire? But like the remainder of the trip, was it a good drive for y'all?
Oh, yeah, it was a real good drive.
Yeah. So, we got there Thursday. Thursday, we just kind of chilled. Enjoyed each other. Me and Madison got pictures made. That was something we wanted to do last year, but we didn't get to do it. But this year, we were determined to get pictures made, and we sure enough got that done.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, we may actually use a picture from our photo shoot or whatever you want to call it. We may actually use one of those pictures as our cover for this episode. Just for this episode only. We'll put one of our pictures as a cover art for this episode. But we'll be posting some of the pictures when they get ready to share. So what was your most excited part about your vacation at Myrtle?
Well, for one thing, I like the ocean. It's my favorite tourist, I guess, place to be is in the ocean. Because I just love it. It's very beautiful. But 2, we went on a charter boat Sunday morning. And it was scheduled for 7 to 11 that morning. So they asked me if I wanted to go. And I questioned it a little bit because I've, I guess, gotten motion sickness in a way in times past. Although I've kind of grown out of it now, so I figured I would be okay. So with that in mind, I accepted, and I was like, okay, let's go do this. It'll be a new experience. Get to see the ocean, whatnot. Well, I thought we wasn't going out into the deep ocean. Apparently we did. We actually went 10 miles out into the ocean.
Phew.
So that far out, you can't see the land.
Nope.
At all. And getting out there, when you go out into the ocean, you're going against waves. So it's a little rough towards you. It's like you're on a roller coaster for like 30 minutes is what it felt like. But as we were going up there and going against those waves and whatnot, it was really fun. But so the first time we stopped, the captain had to get jellyfish, so like jelly balls to fish with. So I picked those up, filled a whole bucket full of them. Then we started back, and actually that first time we stopped, I was already feeling a little bit sick. I was like, oh no. But I didn't get up at all. I just stayed in my seat because I wanted it to go away. So we got out there next, let's say, 15, 20 minutes. We were out 10 miles in the ocean. You can look around and you see nothing but water. And I guess your first time being out there, you kind of panic a little bit because it's like, oh my gosh, I have never, not been where land isn't. So it was really crazy. And the sea was beautiful too because it was so deep blue. Like, it's deep, so there's no sand, so the water doesn't look dirty. It's very clear. It's very blue. But when we stopped, I started to feel sick. I didn't want to get up, but eventually I had to get up. And I was just sitting kind of at the edge of the boat. Like, I could have puked, but I didn't. I kept myself from doing it. So I was just kind of sitting there. My brother actually got sick too. And then my dad and Pawpaw, they grabbed poles and were fishing for a bit. Me and Tristan was so sick that we couldn't even touch a pole, nor much less stand up, at least on my part, which I did actually stand up a little bit because my dad recommended to stand up and lean against the boat because I guess it helps. And it did help a little bit. But eventually I was like up in front of the boat, standing against that, against the boat. And my papa was like fishing, and he pulled in his second fish. And these fish were big. These were like black spade fish. They were gigantic. But he reeled in his last one, and he put his paw down. He said, "I'm done." And so I knew when he said that, he was getting sick because he doesn't usually do that. He's a big fisherman. And so he was getting sick. And then eventually my dad started to get sick. So when my dad said he was starting to get woozy, we started to head back. And we stopped a little bit, like in the jetties, and the captain asked if we wanted to fish for flounder. And I was still feeling rough. My papa was still feeling rough. My dad was all for it. My brother was all for it. But I was like, no, I don't want to do this. So we headed back, and that was practically the end of that. Like, the captain just cleaned up the fish for us. Like, everything was taken care of. It was taking care for us. So, we just got to take the fish home and have the experience in itself. So it was pretty cool. Everybody just got sick. Well, next time, I think we're going to do it again at some point, and next time we're going to take, like, motion sickness medicine. So hopefully that won't happen again.
I would like to try it the next time we go down there.
Just take medicine.
Yeah, probably will. Probably will. What was your most funniest moment of your trip?
Funniest moment? I guess just joking around with Ron. Because Ron, he's hilarious. Like, Ron can be sarcastic, which is my pawpaw. And I can be very sarcastic too. So talking to him, we both are like extremely sarcastic. So it's always hilarious. That's probably my most funniest, is just with him. I can't remember. There was one joke he said that absolutely cracked me up. I can't remember exactly what it was, though. I'd have to think about it. Because he cracked me up a lot on the trip. So there's so many jokes.
I'm glad you're still together.
Yes, I am still together. Somehow. But, yeah, that's probably the funniest. It's just with him. He's hilarious.
We went out on the pier there. They had two piers that we visited. The one was called 2nd Avenue Pier. That's actually where we did our pictures.
Oh, that's what it was called.
And then Spring Maid Piers, where we went on Saturday before we left.
That's where we fish, is Spring Maid, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty big pier. We want to fish next time we come back down there. The food was good too. We ate at 2 Chinese buffets. The second one was a lot better. Then we ate at a place called Mammy's Kitchen. Now that was good.
Big strawberries.
That's what I was about to say next. Was the big strawberries were huge. Holy
oh my
cow!
gosh, they were so good too.
I tried one.
He also tried a peach. Didn't like it. Peaches are awesome, and he didn't like them. Like, oh my gosh.
And I didn't like the texture.
No, it's got such a smooth texture. Probably one of the smoothest out of all the fruits, in my opinion, is a peach. Like this was an actual peach fruit. It was like peeled, but it was still really good. Like I love peaches.
I can see though where a lot of people like them, and like you, I can. And then that Thursday night, we went and got some ice cream. That ice cream was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was crowded too.
Very crowded.
Then that Friday, probably one of my favorite moments of the trip, which of course my all-time favorite moment was being with my sweetheart. But one of my favorites was Family Kingdom. It was an amusement park there on the beach. Me, Madison, and her brother Tristan, we got to do some rides. We rode a roller coaster, which was fun. Rode, I'm not specifically sure what they're called, but it's the type of thing that spins you around and it's like a stick and it almost goes 360. There actually are some that does do a 360.
I don't know what that's called either, but I sure enough did not ride that.
No, I rewrote it twice. Me and Tristan did. I was having a conversation to him about eating while we were almost upside down.
Was he like replying back to you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And there was a young lady sitting in front of us. She's like, how in the world are you having a conversation on this ride? And I was like, honey, I've rode worse than this. I love thrill rides. Love roller coasters. Yeah. We're going to get to ride some here in a few weeks.
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Yep, me too.
We'll have to talk about that after that trip. We love Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge is one of our favorite places. It's one of my childhood favorites. And it's so close to us. It's unbelievable. And it's one of, I don't know if it's the number one, but I know it's like, has to at least be in the top 20. Top 10 or top 20 tourist attractions in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's that big. You got the Great Smoky Mountains, which is so beautiful. We've actually been up through the Smoky Mountains, actually. And had a beautiful view of them. We wouldn't care to do it again. Love to take Madison up there. It's called Clemen's Dome. And you walk quite a bit, but the walk is sure worth the view.
Oh, I'd say.
Then we went to visit, what was it called? The Broadway at the beach. It was kind of like the island in Pigeon Forge. Did some shopping. We bought a few things. Madison, she went on a shopping spree. Woo! She got her a hat, a few shirts and dresses. She bought me a hat, which is really nice. I really like it. I've been wearing it every day. And we did some seashell collecting too. Got some beautiful seashells.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the most natural looking. They're not like man-made, but like they're like legit seashells. And that was probably like the best ones I've ever found, at least for me. It was very nice. But then we left on Saturday because we had to be back in time for church. And plus we didn't, even if we could have missed church, we didn't have enough time from work to be off. But we got back, but they stayed down there that rest of the week and all y'all did was fish.
Pretty much.
And went walking and everything and ate Papa John's. You know, I've never had Papa John's pizza.
I love Papa John's.
I want to try Papa John's pizza.
It's the best.
I'm going to have to try it. We may have to try to pull that off between now and whenever.
Now and whenever.
Now and whenever. And then right before we left, though, we were out there on that Spring May Pier, which is at the south part of Myrtle Beach. Somebody caught a baby shark. And Madison held a baby shark.
I did.
We got a picture of that, too.
Yeah.
We got a lot of pictures. We vlogged it, too. If y'all want to go check out our trip, we did at least 4 videos. We got 4 videos on there that we were able to create. Just kind of share our trip and experience Myrtle.
Yeah.
It was very nice. I'm excited to go back whenever we do. But that was kind of what we wanted to do in today's episode. We kind of just wanted to lay back and just kind of talk about our trip. It was basically our first vacation together with our families.
Pretty much.
And it was so awesome. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely have to do it again.
Yes, sir.
But we do appreciate y'all for listening. And we will have a new episode for you next Friday, Lord willing. We already got a topic cooking for you. So we're going to put it in the crock pot for a little bit and let it slow cook. And then next Friday, I'll be ready to serve.
That was pretty good, actually.
Well, thank you. I'll give you a little bit of hint of what we're going to talk about. There's a message I preached a few weeks ago called Make Up Your Mind. And I'm going to steal that title and we're going to make an episode out of it next week. Why it's important to have a made-up mind.
Yeah.
So, but you'll have to listen to next week for that. But if you enjoyed episodes like today's, where we just kind of talked about trips or, maybe we talked about each other a little bit there, feel free to send us an email at smbchannel2388@gmail.com. Again, that's smbchannel238@gmail.com. Alrighty, our friends. Well, until next Friday, be blessed from the best here on Shine the Light Podcast.